So hey guys, welcome back to another Sunday stream at Trace Trades. Remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you click the link in the description so you can join the server and participate in the streams live every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. They are completely free to join. You do not have to be a premium member. So click the link in the description so you could come join us for Q&A afterwards. But right into the weekly watch list. First, we have BA. We have this nice little falling wedge right here. What's noteworthy about this name is this little trend line break here. It makes me think we're ready to sort of chase this 50 here by breaking this trend line right here. So if we see that, obviously that's massive potential upside. If you're more safer, you could wait for a support test on either of these lines and then just play against that as your stop. Next we have Baba. Baba's been beaten down pretty hard lately, but I like this little symmetrical triangle that we have, or wedge that we have. I don't like that we broke this lower low here around like 226, so I'm probably going to wait for earnings on the 13th to play out, or maybe we'll catch a run up towards the earnings. We'll see what happens. Again, we did manage to fill this gap, so maybe that's the signal we needed to sort of turn up a bit more, but I am watching that low right here around 226 for to wait until play the upside. We also have CCL. A lot of travel names on the list this week, mainly because when all the names sort of set up in a sector, that's a lot more strength than just individual names setting up randomly across sectors. So since we're seeing a lot of airlines, a lot of travel set up, or cruises set up, together, we're going to try to play those. I like CCL a lot in this little wedge here. Again, watch out for this 50 right here, this green line. A little bit more towards the middle of the setup, so if you want to add towards lower supports and then play for a reversion towards that 50, that could be a great play. Or if you're more of a breakout trader and you want to play the move through the 50 or through the upper wedge here, that could be a great play too, to 29 and then $30.60. We also have Dow on the list this week. This isn't the Dow Jones, this is Dow, the chemical company. What we're seeing here is a nice little trend break here off this line right here through all-time highs and two relatively medium volume consolidation candles. They're not high volume, they're not crazy low. So what I like about this one is that we also retested the previous all-time highs here. So really looking for volume to flood in now. Push us through these new all-time highs here and let us hit 70, 71, and potentially 72 is my final price target for a more short-term trade. We also have FB here. FB is one that's a little bit more adaptable. So if we're noticing a lot more decline in names, we want to play towards the short side. We could play the move through this 316-ish level for the rest of this gap fill way down to 310 and 307. Or if we're feeling a little bit more bullish, we want to play the upside to these tech names, you could play the mini breakout we have from this trend line right here and play towards all-time highs at 331. Another airline, we also have Love on the list for this week. Again, nice little wedge here. This one I particularly like because we got the 50 SMA sort of trailing our price action, so we could lever off that and break these upper trend line here and then target 64.50s for our calls. We also have Snap on the list for this week. This is a name that looks like it's just started this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So if we play, I guess, through the confirmation level here, we could play towards the upside way up to this 65 level. Or maybe we'll get some more chop up in this range. What I'm looking for here is a break back in through this 56.40, and then we're just going to play this range here. If we break to the upside, we obviously get a much larger gain, but otherwise we're going to be watching our contracts a little bit more closely in this area right here. We also have TSM on the list. I think it's about time for semis to sort of start making their moves and climbing back up to their all-time highs. Of course, the supply chain issues are a real impact that we're seeing, but again, they're starting to set up really, really nice technically. TSM, one of my favorites. Again, watch out for that 50. A break through that 50 will give us a lot more momentum to move up. Otherwise, feel free to add at this lowest support here. You can make this a wedge by drawing this line here. I like this pattern a lot more though. just because of the way we've sort of been acting around these levels here. Zom on the list. This is really just to have oil on watch. Had this great curl here. I think we could see some sort of cup and handle type action here against this lower level around like 59.70. I think that is definitely a possibility. If we start to see that, we're definitely going to want to add at these lower levels and then add again once we break through the all-time highs up here. That's all I have on the list for individual names. But as far as broad market, let's start with SPY. Looks like we're building almost sort of rising wedge against the top of our channel here, and then each all-time high we keep making. So I do expect tomorrow, the futures are green right now, but tomorrow if we open green, if we gap up here, we're definitely going to be wanting to watch the re-entry under this trend. And then if we open red, we're definitely going to want to watch for maybe a push up and then a reject to this trend, or playing through yesterday's low of day. And then for the Qs just look choppy as ever. Again, I've been talking about how weak tech is for the past couple days, couple weeks, and it's just not better yet. We did hold the 50, so it's not ready to completely tank yet. But if you just look at this 50 here, it's like flatlining here. I'm gonna probably stay away from more tech-based names. So that's all I have for you guys for the YouTube video today. Again, make sure you click the link in the description so you can join the server and participate in these streams live, and then participate in this next Q&A/chart request session that we're about to have.